Sure, absolutely. And just at a few minutes ago at T-7, the Falcon 9's first stage engines were chilled prior to liftoff. This allows the 9 engines to be cold enough to safely move propellants through them. Shortly following, the Falcon 9 will begin to move to internal power, and the systems responsible for igniting the engines just before liftoff will be pressurized for launch.
The strong back, which is the structure that's just to the left on your picture, next to the Falcon 9, will begin to retract to its launch position momentarily. The thrust vector control actuators will be moved or gimbaled. This is the system that allows for control of the vehicle while in flight. That happens about T-minus 2 minutes, 55 seconds.
We are T-minus 3 minutes and 55 seconds from launch. And at 1 minute prior to launch, the SpaceX Falcon 9 computer will begin the final pre-launch checks. At T-minus 45 seconds, the launch director will verify go for launch.
At liftoff, the Falcon 9 will produce thrust greater than 5.747s at full power. And after liftoff, the Falcon 9 will begin a maneuver called a pitch kick at 10 seconds into flight. This move gets the rocket flying on its correct path.
At just over 1 minute into flight, the Falcon 9 will reach transonic speeds. The vehicle will pass through an area of maximum aerodynamic pressure called max Q at about 1 minute 18 seconds after liftoff.
Just over 3 minutes into the flight, the Falcon 9 will have jettisoned its first stage, started the first burn of the second stage Merlin engine, and jettisoned the fairing covering the TESS spacecraft.
The second stage engine will complete 2 different burns before TESS spacecraft is separated just over 49 minutes into flight. At a mission elapsed time of just under 58 minutes, the solar array, which will harness the sun's power, will be deployed. Our live launch coverage will end there, but TESS will continue to fly to its desired lunar orbit about 60 days after launch.
At liftoff, you'll begin hearing a number of different voices on the countdown net calling out over the broadcast. SpaceX ascent commentary is performed by several different people. The propulsion engineer calls out propulsion events. The avionics engineer calls out avionics health. The range coordinator calls out Air Force satellite control network acquisition and loss of signal. And the ground station specialist calls out the SpaceX antenna acquisition and loss of signal.
We are at T-minus 2 minutes and 20 seconds to launch.
Everything proceeding normally. Strongback has been retracted to its launch position.
Stage 2, lock slow complete.
Liquid oxygen fully loaded on the second stage.
Falcon 9 is on internal power.
And confirmation that the Falcon 9 is on internal power. You are looking at a live view of the
Vehicles in subline.
Encapsulating the TESS spacecraft.
Starting.
The autonomous flight termination system will be verified ready for launch momentarily at T-minus 1 minute, 5 seconds. Gaseous oxygen venting from both stages of the Falcon 9 rocket.
AFTS is ready for launch.
The flight computer is now beginning its final pre-launch checks.
Propellant tanks pressurized to flight pressure.
Pressing for flight. LD, go for launch.
And the SpaceX launch director is go for launch.
T-minus 35 seconds and counting. Shortly, you'll begin to see the launch pad's water deluge system, dubbed Niagara, activated. It suppresses acoustic waves that radiate from the engine plume.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. The SpaceX Falcon 9 carrying TESS, a planet-hunting spacecraft that will search for new worlds beyond our solar system.
SpaceX ascent commentary. Once again, we'll make call-outs on the trajectory of the rocket. Status of stage one.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
And the SpaceX Falcon 9 has begun the pitch kick maneuver. Just about 45 seconds to flight the Falcon 9.
Power telemetry nominal.
Just over 1 minute, the Falcon 9 will reach transonic speed and pass through max Q. That's the point where mechanical stress on the rocket reaches its peak.
Vehicle is supersonic.
And the vehicle is supersonic.
Vehicle has passed maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Just about a minute away from the next major milestone.
Has begun.
Main engine cutoff, you'll hear the call MECO. That happens about 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the flight. Coming up on the 2-minute mark in flight.
We're about 30 seconds away from MECO. 1 second later, the first stage will separate.
Ten seconds away from MECO.
MECO.
And we have confirmation
Stage
of main engine
separation
cutoff.
confirmed.
And stage confirmation is confirmed.
You're looking at a live shot of the second stage single.
Stage 1
Merlin
is entered its
engine.
flip.
And back ignition.
And the second stage Merlin engine has ignited.
Standing by for fairing jettison. That is protected TESS on its way through the atmosphere. Just seconds away from jettison.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And visual confirmation as well of the fairing separation. About 5 minutes remaining in this burn of the Falcon 9 second stage.
Creep fin deploy.
We are at a mission elapsed time of 3
Both
minutes,
stages
33
following nominal
seconds.
trajectories.
You'll hear calls about the first stage making its way back to the autonomous drone ship. Meanwhile, the second stage of Falcon 9 continues to carry TESS onward toward space. About 4 minutes remaining in this burn of the Merlin engine on the Falcon 9 second stage.
And there on the screen, you see the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket coming back to the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The second stage continues to burn. The second stage Merlin engine. About 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in this burn. And there's another shot of the Falcon 9 first stage. We're at a mission elapsed time of 6 minutes, 13 seconds.
Stage 2 continues to follow a nominal.
Stage 1 entry burn has started.
And the stage 1 entry burn has started. The Falcon 9 coming back to the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
And confirmation that the stage 1 entry burn has shut down. About a minute, 15 seconds left for the second stage burn until it's complete.
Stage 1 AFTS has saved.
Members of the TESS team.
In the Launch Vehicle Data Center at
Stage 1
Hangar
is
AE
transonic.
on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station.
And the first stage has just gone transonic. "30 seconds away from the second stage engine.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
About 10 seconds left in the second stage burn. Here's a camera on the drone ship where the Falcon 9 first stage will attempt to land.
Landing legs have deployed. Falcon 9 touchdown. Landing operators proceeding to 11.100 on recovery 1 net.
And the first stage is
Stage 2
landed,
AFTS has
and the
saved.
second stage engine burn has completed. And with the
Nominal
completion
parts
of the first burn of the second stage, and landing the Falcon 9 first stage on the drone ship, we will now begin to go back to Marie Lewis in the auditorium at the press site located at Kennedy Space Center. And Marie, we'll turn it over back to you.